My name is Jay Spivlight, and this is my persuasive speech. According to the USA Today, the average salary of a head coach at a major D1 football program is $950,000 in 2006. Since then, that number has grown by more than 70%, and the average salary is around $1.64 million. In 2004 alone, LSU's football program generated in excess of $85 million in that fiscal year. So some may wonder, what do the athletes get out of all this? Well, the truth is, they get nothing more than an athletic scholarship, and I believe this should change. While many would disagree, stating that they are given the opportunity for a future professional career, I still believe that the millions of dollars that a university is making off of these athletes far exceeds the expectations placed on them. On a website titled The Nation, editors say that football players devote 40 to 60 hours a week to their sport and lack economic rights. The source goes on to explain that student athletes are in a situation that most of us don't understand. Universities recruit them to operate within the NCAA, a billion-dollar industry that regulates them to the point of expulsion. Everything they make off of the players goes to the schools, the coaches, the event staff, and everyone else involved in the business, except for the athletes, who are actually the ones creating the value. Not paying them some sort of income, in my opinion, is exploiting them. Another website supports the idea and asks the following questions. Who are the ones shedding the blood, sweat, and tears on the field? Who are the ones putting their heart and dedication into the game? Who are the ones practicing for hours, even days at a time? The players. But who receives the paychecks? The coaches. $845 billion is the amount of revenue colleges made off of sporting games last year. 0 is the numbers that the players actually made. Another reason college athletes should be paid is because they do not have the opportunity like other college students to work at paying jobs after classes. They have to dedicate their free time to practice, working out, conditioning, and games. Even regular college students that are on full paid scholarships have the opportunity to work and make extra money for themselves. For example, a student who is on a full paid music scholarship can work in the music industry and make money, and is even celebrated for that. However, a college athlete is not allowed to make extra money. Instead, a college athlete who can make billions for the university is only given living expenses and must be satisfied with that. Even ESPN agrees that college athletes should be paid. They say that if students were paid some sort of stipend, this would benefit both the student and the university, because athletes would not be so anxious to enter the draft if they are making money to stay and play for their college. Colleges would have more time to grow players, and in return, they would likely win more championships. In return, college athletes may even graduate with degrees if they are being paid. They may stay a full 4 years and finish their degree. To me, this is a win-win situation. College athletes are at a great risk for injuries, which in return could ruin their future. No other college student is risking their futures every Saturday night for free. What if the athlete gets hurt and can't enter the draft, or doesn't get picked up by a pro team because of his injury? This university has still made tons of money off this kid. In a documentary on ABC News, a medical expert believes that college athletes should get some form of compensation just because sports such as football have become more aggressive and the risk of injury is extremely high. If a player is risking their future for a university, there must be some sort of motivation to do so. An article in the Forbes magazine believes that athletes should be paid because they are employees. They should be allowed to unionize and should be compensated for their work. Two reasons are that typical Division I college football players devotes 43 hours per week to a sport, 3.3 more than the average working job. Also, the NCAA claims college athletes are just students. the NCAA's own tournament schedule required college athletes to miss classes for nationally televised games that bring in revenue. The article goes on to explain that these students are also required to miss extra amount of class. Since they are treated like employees, even worse in some cases, they should be paid. I agree with that full-heartedly. And we must work to get the athletes what they deserve. We must speak out for an athlete's rights to be paid and spread the word, pay for play. In conclusion, there are many valid reasons as to why college athletes deserve some sort of compensation for their dedication and work. They put in more hours than most people do at a full-time job, and the work that they do is very high risk for injuries. That can greatly affect their futures. All of these reasons are why college athletes should receive some sort of compensation for all of their dedication and work hours that they have gave to their universities. Parents and coaches should increase and advocate for their children and students. When scouts and universities come to talk to them, they should push for the athlete to receive compensation or extra financial aid. Until people start speaking up for these athletes, nothing will change, and they will continue to be exploited. Next time you're at a college sporting event, stop and think about how much money that you're spending on everything, and none of it actually goes to the athlete that you went and see. Richard Sherman, cornerback of the Seattle Seahawks, once said, "I don't think college athletes are even given the opportunity to take advantage of the education that they are given. So to say that his free education payment is enough is a cop-out."